Hi, welcome. I'm Mary and I hook books. I crochet things inspired by books. I promise my real face will make an appearance, but I am just not feeling great and definitely not camera ready enough to film an intro or outro to this video. So enjoy what Google interprets my picture as. It is March already, which means March of the Behemoths. We're going to try to read at least a couple of those big chonkin books that have been on my TBR. The first book is The Swarm, and I'll read you the back of the book blurb real quick. Around the world, countries are beginning to feel the effects of the ocean's revenge as the seas and their inhabitants begin a violent revolution against mankind. A team of scientists discovers a strange, intelligent life force called the Ur that takes form in marine animals, using them to wreak havoc on humanity for our ecological abuses. At stake is the survival of the Earth's fragile ecology and ultimately the survival of the human race itself. The apocalyptic catastrophes of the day after tomorrow meet the watery menace of the abyss in this gripping, scientifically realistic, and utterly imaginative thriller. I'm 22% of the way into The Swarm, and I think maybe I was intimidated by the hype, or I thought, like, this is so hyped and it's so long, it's gonna suck. But so far, I'm wrong, and I like that. I like when I can be wrong sometimes. So it's very much more fast paced than I anticipated for something this long. And I don't know if the chapters are short or if it just bounces around enough that it is keeping my interest. It's definitely doing a little bit of the like edutainment, info dumpy stuff, but it does at least feel organic. Like there's that one guy on the camera crew or that one new student who doesn't understand this concept, so could you explain it to us? So at least it's not overly burdensome, but there is a lot of technical information. This is very hard sci-fi. So right now it's kind of giving like good Michael Crichton book vibes that way. So yeah, so far so good. This book is doing too much. Like, I liked that we were getting little bits of information about some of these characters. I like the subtle, periodic character building, but that was all we got. And then I'm like, oh, well, that guy's dead. Okay. Like, all he had. So there wasn't enough to like feel anything for the character. There was just enough to be like, well, this character is different than this character. And I'm really glad I'm listening to the audiobook because the narrator does really good voices. So it's a huge cast and it would be very difficult to keep track of everyone. But like none of them really seem to matter. Like and I'm in part 2 now. and it has gotten way more exposition dumpy. Like, at one point, I was like, this is like a textbook. Like, so it's gonna go to book jail for a minute. I'm at 44%. It just, and the pacing seems very uneven. Like, it's fast and then it'll just grind to a halt, and then it'll be so fast that I'm like, wait, what? Did I miss something? What? Oh, what? So, yeah, my favorite parts so far have been the little vignettes that are just random people having experiences with the craziness that is going on in the environment. But, like, the main characters, none of them are that interesting, and the science-y stuff was really cool, but it has slowed down so much and become very info dumpy, and it doesn't feel like the plot's really moving along. And like, we killed off a couple characters in the last section, and we're getting introduced to some new characters, and we're getting exposition dumps on their lives now. So, like I said, this is going to book jail. I'm gonna put it down for the night. I'm 44% in, so, like, I'm a good chunk, but it just started part 2, and I feel like this should have been a series, not one novel. A series with, like, more characters and maybe, I don't know, more stuff that happens. Straight to jail. Straight to jail. It's a kitty-focused update. So if there are any people of indigenous descent, specifically, especially from British Columbia, if you have also read The Swarm, please let me know if this is decent representation. I'm questioning, but I don't know. I also got a little bit offended when he talked about how Americans invented the conspiracy theory. And we did not invent it. We may have taken it to a whole nother level, but we did not invent the conspiracy theory. This is a German translation, so, like, I don't know. Let me know if you have read this book, what you think. It's raining, it's cool, it's beautiful, it's about to be a very long day at work, and I am still listening to The Swarm. The characters in the first part were underdeveloped and flat, but the characters in the second part are very annoying. I sometimes do agree with outside perspectives on things, like American culture and politics, and I find that outside perspectives can be very relevant and poignant, but this stereotype of the very gruff, aggressive, pompous, mansplaining military American is starting to grate on me, and there's been basically no plot, just a lot of exposition, and it's not jiving with me. I'm 47% in to this Behemoth. Sorry if you can hear my dishwasher in the background. I just got home. I worked late tonight. I have to work early in the morning. Life as a single cat lady.
Right, baby? The things I have to do to keep you in fancy feast. Alright, keep not acknowledging me. That's fine. That's fine.
I am 71% of the way in to the swarm, and I feel like his editor was like, hey, the science stuff is cool, but like, there's characters and they have to have story. And he just like threw some stuff in. Like, at one point, I was like, oh, wait, something big happened, but who is this person again, and why am I supposed... Oh, okay, cool. And then we get this entire sad backstory just dumped on us about the girl that says something to him in a bar? The character writing really feels like something from my 9th grade creative writing class. Like, how did this get published, and why is this so popular? And then we have a multinational military operation, and scientists just like go rogue and like, hey, why don't we do some stuff? No. Do you know pushing any kind of button would have so much paperwork in that situation? And they also said that the beds on an aircraft carrier were comfortable? Like, what? What? And then, like, hey, remember this girl I mentioned twice 500 pages ago, and one was in a dream? Well, now she's a main character. So I'm in part 3, and we just got to part of the thing on the back. Like, I'm very sunk cost at this point, though. I'm not giving up. So, wish me luck.
Huh, baby? Wish us luck.
This book. So I realize there's 3 female characters with any amount of screen or page time. 2 of them are love interests, and one is single and referred to by the other cartoonishly awful American character as evil. So there's that. Also, even the science is getting dumb at this point. Like, they're saying things are revolutionary and unprecedented, and I'm like, I studied that like a decade ago. That's pretty established science. So the one thing this book kind of had going for it is now also stupid. another thing. We got actually a pretty cool action scene at like 79% into this book. And like instead of going, oh wow, it's looking up, it just highlighted that for literally the middle half of the book, nothing happened except people standing around like telling other people in very passive aggressive ways that they're stupid and science. I only have like 100 pages left, but I had to take a break. I was like, I can't. So I've been reading Things That Go Bump in the Universe, and this is not the most intellectual, but it does remind me of those fun PBS, like, documentary space things, and the author's voice, she's just so excited. She loves this stuff so much, so that's really nice. I quit. I am at 92%, and they just had one of my favorite tropes where someone in the middle of a big action scene stops and explains their character arc. And the Americans were just cartoonishly evil in a way that, like, yes, some people are like that, and America has been traditionally pretty imperialist. But come on. And I don't care. I don't care. I do not care. There's still an hour left in the audiobook. It's only like 80 pages. I don't care. I can't. I am going to mark this as read and give it 1 star. Why? Why was this a sci-fi darling? Is it because it got a TV adaptation that was way better and then everyone just said that they read it? Like, I feel like that's happened with a couple things, like where everyone saw the adaptation and then they were like, oh my god, the book is so great, but they never actually read the book. I think that might be what happened. I downloaded the CW app and it's free to watch. I've watched 15 minutes and it's already better than the book. So well, thank you for joining me. March of the Behemoths is not going great. Short month, short books also did not go great. So, think I'm just gonna mood read for a while. Maybe let the library decide what I read. I do have one more behemoth checked out from the library, and that author I've given 1 or 5 stars to in the past, so wish me luck. Let me know if you have any recommendations for big, chunky books or anything else that you're reading lately. The Manitee pattern is going to be in the description box as always. So let me know if you're going to make that or if you have any other fun sea life suggestions for crochet projects. Remember to take care of each other, take care of yourself, drink some water, get some rest, and as always, keep your heads up, shoulders back, and breathe.